Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers, and sisters. Welcome to the Simsport Racing Virtual Touring Car Cup. And we are here at Okayama for a combined round with the Pro and the Pro-Am lobbies. My name is Chris Buxton, and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's races. Joining me in the commentary box, I'm always glad to say, keeping me on the straight and narrow, is Aaron Martin Pilkington. Hello to you, sir.
Mr. Chris Buxton, it's good to be back. Haven't been here since round one with you, but we never miss out on our romantic dates. And what a place, what a scene to have it.
Indeed. And controlling the cameras is Steve Smash It Proudly. Always glad to have you on board. Good, sir. Right, the coverage of this series has been slightly interrupted a little bit as I've been unwell, but the brilliant commentators taking my spot have done a great job in filling in. So, what have we got ready and waiting to go? Well, as mentioned, the Pro and Pro-Am lobbies are joined. It's a little bit sad that the numbers have dropped a bit, but it does mean that we're going to have some amazing racing ahead of us. Okayama is a track that's not necessarily too well known in some circles. It's been a while since I've commentated at this circuit. What are your thoughts, Mr. Aaron?
I've never really had the pleasure of being able to commentate here, but I have had a brief experience on this track in iRacing with some of the Simsport racing lads before in MX5s, and it is a quality track, and it is very reminiscent for me of Watkins Glen with the tight, heavy braking corners and all the camber that goes with it. So I'm expecting an action-packed racing evening tonight.
That's how our pro standings look now. Even though both the pros and the pro-ams are going to be racing at the same time, their championships are still going to be run independently of one another. And Mr. Donington, as I called him at the beginning of the season, just 1 point ahead of Alan DeBose, and I believe neither of them are here tonight. So it's going to give a great opportunity for others to take the silverware. Johnny Seville did very well last time out and took some wins home. Roy Grassley is still crossing swords with the Pulse Simsport ace, with Regan Mitchell and Stephen Haley in short order as well, with David Russell, Aaron Large, Mark Pimlott and Istvan Efadi rounding out the top 10 for the pros. Now, what can we expect from the Pro-Ams? Now, I haven't had an opportunity to shout about the Pro-Ams for a while, and there they are, our American contingent, Trev Hummer, taking the lead last time out, again by a single point, both championships led by a single point, with Martin Degala right behind him. But Mark Holmes just 6 points off that top spot as well. Now, Stu Neal, I believe, is not with us for the Pro-Ams. Justin Welbelev has not been very well either, so he may not be with us. Chris Fisher, Maiden Grebel, Stephen Hilton, Chris Callahan, and Sieben Stoll will all be representing the Pro-Ams, as far as I'm aware, at least. What a great... yet even at this late stage in the season, the points really aren't that far apart. So I'm very much looking forward to how the racing goes. AJR Motorsport, though, rather commandingly up front ahead of Fisher, but that's not an insurmountable lead. If AJR come into some hard times, then they could well be caught. There's still plenty of fighting behind. And the Toyota seems to be doing rather well, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be the king of the crop.
No, you're absolutely right there, but I just want to go back to that list of absences that you mentioned earlier on, Chris, with Matt Dorrington not being here, Adam DeBose isn't here, Johnny Seville isn't here, and Regan Mitchell, but the AGR Motorsport team that have such a commanding lead in team championship points, Roy Grassley will be taking that lone fight to all the other teams in the Toyota, so can't wait to see what Roy Grassley does, and he's only 1 point ahead of Johnny Seville, who's in that kind of fight there with him with Paul Simsport, so it's going to be good between those two.
Absolutely so. Now, I've seen a number of these names in other areas as well, so it's great to see how well these guys take to the touring cars. Out here we are with race number 1, Miles Dixon on the front row. Nicely done. There is Mr. Seville is with us. He starts on the front row. That's Martin. And is that Tim O'Farrell, I think that is, on row 2. Then Aaron Large and Trev Hummer, our Pro-Am leader, start on row 3. Then Martin DeGallo and Mark Holmes, row 4. There's Roy Grassley. Wow. Didn't go well for him. Several people flashing the lights, wanted to get on with it. And David Russell take on row 5. Mark Pimrock, Chris Fisher, row 6. And don't have Stefan Geiger and Sieben Stoll, row 7. Don't have time to go through the rest. Someone's belching fire at the back of the field. Nicely done. Very dramatic, but doesn't make it go quicker. Here we go then. Race number 1 for the Okayama circuit. And we are away. What a storming start for the BMW. Wow, that's O'Farrell. That's had an absolutely cracking start, trying to work his way past the Audis. We were saying that the Toyotas were doing well as far as the championship is concerned, but the Audis burst the Pulsed boys are leading the way, and it is Johnny Seville. What a great start for the 97 that has wrestled his way up to the top. Miles Dixon second, Martin in third, O'Farrell fourth. My goodness me, that was an absolutely cracking start for the BMW, but he just couldn't utilise it, could not get past those Audis. Here's another one, Aaron Large, trying to wrestle past Mark Holmes. Mark doing a great outside manoeuvre, going through Atwood Curve. My goodness me, this is the nature of this circuit. It's very, very twisty. Now, we're on the longer straight towards the back end of the circuit, but the rest of it is very heavy braking zones, of which are about to hit the heaviest one into the hairpin. There he goes. You can see lots of people shuffling around, and Miles Dixon's lost second to Ash Martin, and there's Johnny Seville leading the way. Great stuff.
Yeah, what a fantastic start from the Paul Simsport guys there, first and third. I mean, Tim O'Farrell really lost his life on there. He played his top trump card. The BMW gets an absolute scorching start, but after that, he starts to drop back down the pack. He's now in 5th, just ahead of Mind Gala there in the Alpha.
Indeed. And well, that one's bright. The purple car there. There's Miles Dixon. So was our poleman now down into 3rd position, but it's an Audi 123 at the moment. My God, that's a brightly coloured car. From Martin in 2nd place. You've got to utilise all of that rumble strip to maximise your exit from that final turn. But you leave very little on the table. Aaron Large then challenging Martin DeGala for 6th position. No, he backs out of that one, coming down into the first turn. Fairly fast right-hander now. It's Williams, sweeping left-hander. There's David Russell. That's fallen a little bit down the way, being challenged. Oh no, beg your pardon. He's challenging Chris Fisher. Roy Grassley is down to 11th. A horrific start from the front runner of the pro contingent. My goodness me, that is not what the Scotsman would want. There is Rory Grassley. I'm pretty sure he's a Scotsman, and fairly sure he's not Italian, but oh well, never mind. Oh, that's Mark Gravel. That's Mabel Gravel. I can't say his name properly. Gravel's fallen off the road. We just saw that at the back of the shot. He's fallen down to the tail end. There's Miles Dixon again. It's still challenging for that second position. That's allowing Johnny Seville to run off into the distance.
Yeah, fantastic start from Johnny Seville. 1.3 seconds ahead, and that gap is extended 1.5 seconds now to Angus Martin. And Miles Dixon, in third place, cannot get around Angus Martin. Martin doing a fantastic job to separate the Paul Simsport boys.
If I say Ashley Martin, that's someone I used to work with, is Miles Dixon. Whoa! Gets very out of shape, diving on the inside. That was odd. Excuse me. Was that Revolver? I think it was. It's been a while since I've been to Okayama, so I may get the corner names wrong. There's Roy Grassley. He's gone back up into 10th position ahead of Chris Fisher. But that was a great effort from Miles Dixon there. Don't think it's quite come off for him just yet, as he's fighting against Angus Martin. There's Timo Farrell, as we just saw him, fastest lap by Johnny Seville. No matter what he's racing in, that seems to be the case. So lead BMW, then Timo Farrell in 5th position, challenging Mark Holmes. Wow, Mark's had an absolutely storming run, up to 4th position now in the Toyota. Very great effort there. Now we've talked about kind of car balance in the past. Does any one of the Marks have an advantage over the others? It would seem that the Audis are doing pretty well, but is that just is that the driver or is that the car?
I want to say that it's a bit of both really. The Audis definitely have that kind of mid-acceleration, which is perfect here at Okayama, especially through the first and last sector, where you can really just keep that high speed up through this high like mid-downforce corners. But the Avensis seem to be struggling. I thought Roy Grassley was having an absolute bender down in 10th place, but Holmes in 4th in the Avensis really proved me wrong there. He's having a fantastic fight just to stay in the top 5 there, but he's running that Avensis ragged.
Oh, Tomo Farrell nearly nudging the back of Mark Holmes as they come through that double left-hander. That's Revolver and Piper. Now down to Redmond. Very heavy break-ins over. They haven't built up a lot of speed there. Oh, bit of a lock-up there from Mark Holmes in the 46 car. Right behind him is the Alfa Romeo. I think these are sole Alfa Romeo of Mark Degala. Right behind him is Aaron Large. So a great scrap there. Now that's not all for the same. Oh, Alistair Pollock's in trouble. He's lost a few positions down there. You can see his name's dropped through the field. There's Miles Dixon again, still nailed to the back of Angus Martin. They're breaking away a bit now from Mark Holmes as they're continuing to try and chase off after Johnny Seville. Oh, Alistair Pollock has gone horribly wrong for him. Down now into 15th position behind Stefan Geigo. He's the only Ford, isn't he, that Alistair is in? There he is. Yeah, he's indeed running the Ford. My goodness me, Trev Hummer, what on earth happened to him? Our Pro-Am leader down a lap down, so he's had a horrendous run. There's Miles Dixon again, trying to usurp the brightly coloured Audi run ahead of him. Angus Martin, Mark Holmes and Tomo Farrell still fighting for 4th position. 2.7 seconds to the lead now, and Mr. Seville, and there he is at the top of the shot. He's just having an easy run of it. But you know full well these guys are pushing like mad to try and build up their respective distances. There's Martin Degala trying to do something about his particular position in the the kind of milk chocolate purple car, which looks great. It's a good looking car, isn't it?
It's a very nice. I'm a big fan of purple, but I definitely like that car. It's a sort of a purple. It's more of like is it a violet? I'm not very good at my colour names, but it definitely reminds me of Cadbury's either way.
Yeah, we both went for a chocolate link there. There's our race leader, Johnny Seville for Paul Simsport. So it's just doing what he does. He's gotten into the lead, he's got the fastest lap, and he is gone. Tomo Farrell still fending off Martin Degala, as previously mentioned. Stroll trying to hang on to the back of Mark Holmes. Mark's lost about 1.6 seconds or so to the pair ahead of him. There goes Dixon and Martin straight out of the shot. Here comes the BMW. Can Tomo Farrell do something about Mark Holmes ahead of him? Not quite. He has a look, but does not get alongside. It's not a particularly big braking zone down there into turn 1. The best opportunity is into the hairpin. Now coming through Williams, a long left-hander, starting to come downhill into the Moss S's. Now, the actual altitude change is it's very much like Cadwell Park. It's not as severe as Cadwell, but it's... Whoa, my goodness! That was way too late for Tomo Farrell. I think he missed his braking zone there. I'm not convinced he was actually trying to make a move. But that was more avoidance than anything else. Hasn't gone well for him. Angus Martin defending the inside line, coming down into the hairpin. Here comes Miles Dixon's had a great run on that back straight. Oh, he's going to be pushed out to the outside line. He's not realistically going to be able to hold that. Or is he? Only a little faith as Miles Dixon managed to hang on to the inside of Revolver. Ooh, he's had to bounce over the grass to do it, but Angus Martin has defended that inside line. That's allowing, again, Johnny Seville to continue building that lead. Now 3.5 seconds to the good.
It's a fantastic drive between both of them. Matt Dixon, these two have a little bit of a history with each other already in this 20-minute race. They clattered each other early on in the first couple of laps of this race. So these two are going to be battling it out, and I kind of feel that Angus Martin, he's going to have to defend here, and all the time he wants to kind of push and challenge Seville, he's not going to be able to do so, and I think that second place is going to be the best that he can get out of this situation.
Aaron Large was challenging Sebastian de Tollenaire in chat, called him the Milker Boy. Oh, look at this. Now this is going to be a big opportunity as Miles Dixon's actually managed to get out. Well, he's nosed ahead on the run down to the first turn. He's done it on the outside line. My goodness, you don't find that move very often. As we looked away, there goes Degala. Now up into 4th position. The Alfa Romeo has managed to get past Mark Holmes finally to get that 4th place. But look at this. Great picture in picture. Thank you very much, Mr. Proudly. As we have 2 great battles. Oh, no! Way too heavy. Oh, my goodness. How did he manage to hold on to that one? Mark Holmes slams into the side of Martin Degala for 4th place. I would think the Alpha... Yeah, flash of the lights. He's not very happy about that. But look at the picture in picture. You've got the battle for second. That is still raging on. Is now roles reverse. Miles Dixon on the inside line. They touch. Do Angus Martin and Miles Dixon coming down into the hairpin turn. The Pulse Simsport now 1-2, but you know this battle is nowhere near done.
To go between Redmond and Hobbs, that was fantastic battling there. Really assertive from Miles Dixon, who does take second place, and I kind of feel like it's a really one line between into this S section. And if Angus Martin wants to catch him up, he's going to have to try and improve his lap time, because I just don't think they're on par with Miles Dixon at the moment. The Paul Simsport boys in first and second are flying away in the Audis.
Yeah, absolutely they are. I think you're absolutely right. Angus, it's not quite had the pace to maintain that second spot, but then we will see as they now come to complete another lap. As you can see at the top of the screen, just 10 and a bit minutes to go, and that's looking from Aaron Large. What you can't see is Mark Holmes alongside him. There he goes. Aaron Large is looking to gain 4th position. Martin Degala, who was in that particular trio, has fallen a little bit off the back. He should be appearing in the shot. There he is. So he's not too far behind after Mark Holmes nudged the side of his car. My goodness me. But Aaron Large now up into 4th position. Mark Holmes still flashing the lights. Well, I mean, I can understand that. From our perspective, that looked like a huge dive, really, from Mark Holmes into the side of Martin Degala. So I'm not surprised that the Alfa is feeling a little bit begrudged by that, but he's still going. If he was going to relinquish the position, he'd have done it by now. So I think Mark is looking to press on and let the stewards figure it out. Big dive on the inside of the hairpin. Can he hold it? He's not alongside enough to challenge Aaron Large, or is he? No, Aaron's going to have the inside line for the next 2. And that's brought Martin Degala right back into it. Lovely back camera here from Aaron Large. As we can see, whoa, Mark Holmes trying a very early apex there on Piper Corner. Oh, yeah, you're too far back to try that, Mr. Degala. Wow, and again, Mark Holmes definitely trying that last of the late braking manoeuvres to try and get up the field. It didn't really work for Martin Degala. And there's Mark Pimroy, you can see gaining on the back of the Alfa as well. David Ressel is fairly short behind as well. Wow, this conga line is getting much, much bigger.
No, absolutely, and I kind of feel watching Degala race, he's racing with red mist descending over his eyes, because he's had so many opportunities where if he just stayed a little bit back, he could have had such a good run on Holmes and just ahead of him, but he's just right on his back bumper trying to pressure him, and I don't think that's the way to drive. But he doesn't know anything else right now. He's so angry.
He's less than impressed, I feel, which Mark Holmes is not known for doing big dangerous moves like that. So I'm sure it was a bit of a mistake. I do think Degala is right to feel aggrieved. I personally, from what we've seen, again, the stewards will figure out what alterations need to be made and what have you, but it did look from our perspective that the mark was way too deep into that particular move. There is Dave Russell, the lead Honda in the number 5 car, challenging Mark Pinmont for 7th position, right on the back of the train we've just been watching. Right behind them, Roy Grassley wanted to get involved. Can Dave Russell get that Honda on the inside line? He can. Mark Holmes has nosed ahead of Aaron Marge, or has he? No, Aaron Marge has managed to hold on to that one with the inside line coming into Revolver. There's Degala still now on the back of Mark Holmes. David Russell just out of shot. There is David Russell with his own trio. These three are going to merge. Oh, and Degala locking up there. Didn't want to slam into the back of Mark Holmes. Well, I'm sure part of him probably did, but not the way he wanted to go racing. Oops, and a bit of a nudge there from Mark Holmes. He hasn't had a good run. Here comes Russell from Martin Degala on the inside line. Can he do it into Mike Knight corner? Not quite. Oh, as the Honda bounces off the apex. Oh, now Degala's got to look at his rearview mirrors as well.
This is crazy stuff. Large. I just got a huge lifeline. There was 2 barrels of 3 going on. Now it's just one train of 6. What a great recovery drive from Roy Grassley as well, who's fighting just to stay, trying to get his way up the order. He just at the back of the top 10, trying to get in the top 5. He's doing an awesome job here, as is the sole representative for his team here at Okayama.
Indeed. As we've got this back shot here from Mark Holmes, the outside of that car is purple. The inside is probably very blue. Of the Alfa Romeo. You see David Russell again thinking about the inside manoeuvre into Atwood. Now that's probably compromised his exit from Atwood Curve. His best opportunity, he's going to be the hairpin. Now that Honda's too far back. But here we go again. Holmes versus Degala. Is Degala going to go for the inside line? No, he stays where he is. As I say that, they get very, very close. That looked very close from that particular angle. It may not have been as bad as the camera made it out to be. But yeah, Martin Degala doing what he can to try and get Mark Holmes out of his rhythm. I agree with you, Aaron. He needs to kind of make the move, not try and force the error. There's Roy Grassley now up to 8th position, but not a position he would want to have been in. He would have wanted to be much further up the field. Oh, and that's Degala's gone a bit wide. Being challenged by David Russell on the outside line, going through Hobbs' corner, but can't hold it. Here comes Grassley to try and capitalise on it. Back camera from Mark Holmes. He's a little bit far back for us to enjoy the action, unfortunately. Dave Russell could not... Roy Grassley couldn't get past Dave Russell, but only just. But that's given Mark Holmes a great opportunity to try and break away. Pinmont and Russell swap. Farrell and Fisher swap round as well. My goodness me, it's a good problem to have when you have a lot of people to look at.
Yeah, Russell there just really unlucky in that situation. Goes from 7th to 9th. And if you're Degala, you really want to just let Holmes go. Let him go and chase Aaron Large, because those two were going really close to each other, and that's where they're going to lose time, is when they start battling. That's where your opportunity presents itself. You don't want to be trying to catch them through Hobbs, really close into the S section, because that's where David Russell and the likes are going to try and battle you and dive bomb you up the inside. So you've got to be picking your opportunities carefully.
Absolutely. As Madden Graywell sadly has had another problem. If you see a name highlight red in the tower, it means they've gone off the circuit. He's actually gone into the pit, so his race is most certainly run. David Russell challenging Mark, actually regaining that position from Mark Pinmont, I think. That's Timo Farrell, beg your pardon, he's challenging. So Mark Pinmont has gone up into 8th position. So Dave Russell's lost a spot in the Honda whilst we've been looking elsewhere. There's the lead BMW of Tomo Farrell on board with Dave Russell. Oh, big shove there from the BMW. So Tomo Farrell, he's come off much worse from that one. Now, I'm not sure whether the Honda was a little earlier on the brakes than the BMW was expecting. Either way, that's allowed Chris Fisher up into 10th position now, as Johnny Seville is still leading the way, and Degala is right with Mark Holmes again. And the Alpha already goes to that inside line. Has he had a good enough exit from the final turn? He wants to commit to the inside line, tries to be last in the late breakers. No, too heavy. He couldn't hold it, and as Mark Holmes has turned in, that spun the Alpha around. If he wasn't angry before, he'll definitely be angry now. Down into 10th position. It was a bit late.
It was going to happen.
It was going to happen, yeah.
It was, like, since that first incident, whether it was intentional or not, there between him and I believe it was Holmes in the events, his driving style changed to just pure aggression, and it was a ticking time bomb. So I kind of feel like 10th place isn't so bad for, I would say, a pretty big incident like that.
Grassley, Scotsman trying to get the inside line on Mark Holmes, coming down into the hairpin, can't get it. The two Toyotas now fighting for 5th position. Aaron Large is gone. He's very much disappeared from this fight. Actually, Seville and Dixon I've just seen on the tower are very, very close together. They're both pulse, so they're probably not going to challenge each other too hard. Is Roy Grassley going to dive on the inside line? Can he slow it down? Yes, he can. Roy Grassley up into 5th. Bearing in mind, he was 10th. Early on in the race, now up into 5th. A good recovery drive, as you say, Aaron, for Roy Grassley. There's our top two. The Pulse boys are close together. I'm pretty sure that that's just John Seville allowing Miles Dixon to go close in on it, because that was quite a lead that Seville had. And so now with 2 minutes to go, so 2 laps remaining, the Pulse boys, are they going to fight, or are they just going to cruise around? I suspect it's going to be the latter, as where's Miles? Miles is... Where is he?
We're on board with Miles right now. We're in 2nd place, and Angus Martin, we said before, like, he had to put the lap times in, and as soon as Miles Dixon got around him, we haven't really seen him. He has been in camera shot. You can just see him just training there in the Lime Sick Audi, but he's nowhere in contention. I think a 3rd place is solid for him with only a minute and a half remaining on this race.
I was more many where is Miles in the championship, and I couldn't find him initially. But still pressing on there. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, fair play to Miles. He's had a bit of a mixed run, and this is great to see real genuine pace, and on the back of someone that is as bonkers fast as Johnny Seville. That is a great testament to Miles Dixon's progress. Oh, hello, David Russell on the back of Mark Pimlott for 7th. So the Honda is not done having its own battles. That's the 5th Audi in the top 7. So Audi definitely proving strong here at Okayama. Just out of the shot there was Mark Holmes and Roy Grassley. My goodness me, David Russell doing what he can to try and improve his position. There is Chris Fisher right behind in the 87 car. Can't quite see Martin DeGarlo. He's 3 seconds-ish behind this particular pack. Final lap now of race number 1. Johnny Seville still leading Miles Dixon. They don't look like they're trying to challenge. I think they're going to have a bit of a side-by-side finish is what my thought is. Flash of the lights there, why not? Bright red lights on one, bright green on the other. Well, it's colourful. I mean, we have just had bonfire night, so they're adding to the light display going on. Nice effort there, I like it.
Yeah, big fans of Squid Game there with red light, green light. That's what they're doing. Well, no, I mean, they're supremely comfortable in 1st and 2nd now. You can just see him kind of like ducking in and out just behind him. He's not looking to challenge, I don't think. He is getting really, really close though, so I might have to eat my words in a minute.
Or maybe Johnny will let Miles have the silverware for race number 2. We will see when we get there. Checker flag is out, waiting for the Pulse Simsport boys to get home. And can you imagine if Miles ran into the back of Johnny at this point? I mean, Miles has backed off now, so that's not likely to happen. But that would lead to a fun debrief, I suspect.
No, absolutely. I mean, like, I can't imagine the words between them would be anything but unsavoury if that was to occur. But no, what a dominant performance by these two, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what they would have to say to each other, we could not air, I suspect. But your winner for race number 1 here at Okayama is Johnny Seville in the number 97, followed very closely by teammate Miles Dixon in the 94. Great run there by Angus Martin. Couldn't quite keep Miles behind him, but a good run through, round out the podium. Aaron Large, good effort there as well in the 111 Audi. First non-Audi home is Roy Grassley, the Scotsman, in the 168 car. Mark Holmes in 6th, Mark Pimlott 7th, Dave Russell 8th, all very close together. Chris Fisher 9th, Martin DeGarlo, I'm sure, has a few words to say in the 488 car, comes home in 10th. Tommy Farrell in the lead BMW in 11th. There's Sieben Stoll, we haven't had an opportunity to look much further outside of the top 10. See Sieben Stoll. There's Steve Hilton in the 84 car, Stefan Geiger right behind him in the next Audi. Alistair Pollock we did briefly see in the Ford. And there he is, just coming up to the Mike Knight turn and then down towards the final final corner. Trev Hummer and Grewell not Grewell pitted a few laps ago, so hasn't seen the flag. Trev Hummer, what a disastrous run for him. I seem to be a bit of a voodoo bad luck for Trev Hummer, because every time I commentate on him, he seems to go badly. So I'll take that one, Trev. I'll take that one. But wow, what a race! And we still have 2 more to go.
Yeah, I mean, just on the back of what you were saying about Trev Hummer there, Chris, he was leading the Pro-Am championship there by 1 point against Martin Degala. Now, Degala didn't have a fantastic race himself. He was in amongst all the action, but he was the one that kind of went towards the back of the top 10. He had a few incidents there, but he still made a huge gain on Trev Hummer. So I think he'll be leading the Pro-Am going into race 2.
Yeah, absolutely, and the argument could be made. Did he really need to fight Mark Holmes as hard as he did? Well, yeah, Mark was only 5 points behind Martin Degala before this round, so I do suspect that one is going to go before the stewards. I'm not wanting to have a look at what the chat is saying. Let's have a chat with some of our drivers then. Let's chat with... who to go to first? Let's have a chat with Mr. Mark Holmes. Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Well, you had a busy night, didn't you?
That was a... I'm actually a little bit out of breath.
Wow.
Yeah, a bit hectic.
Just a bit. You must have lost quite a bit in sweat, because my goodness, did you have to defend hard?
It was a case of defending, but also I had a few guys in front of me. I thought, if I can just about get in front of them, that just makes a little bit of a block behind me. So, attacking and defending at the same time. So,
obviously, you did tangle with fellow Pro-Am frontrunner Martin Degala. You kind of tangled a couple of times there. Was there? What were your thoughts towards those particular impacts that happened?
I mean, I don't want to say too much because I know the stewards will get involved. From my point of view, there was one where he was in front of me. In the windy section of the first sector, I was just about to the side of him, but he moved over. I don't think he realised how close I was, so that caused a little bit of contact. Unsettled the front of my car a little bit, so when we came onto the brakes, he stopped a little bit quicker than I am, and I tapped the back of him. We both managed to carry on, albeit swapped around, so it wasn't a huge thing. The second one, again, I can only say so much until the stewards have made their decision, but I felt like he dived down the inside and didn't actually turn in. So I turned in, aiming to leave him room. I think there was a bit of a scrape. He went straight off and I managed to carry on. I made an effort to leave room. So we'll have to just wait and see what the stewards say on that one.
Fair play, Mark, fair play. So, what are your thoughts towards race 2? Is Okayama a track you've particularly enjoyed, or is it just kind of hold on and get it over and done with?
I haven't done this track since I was on iRacing about a year ago. I loved it in the MX-5s, but haven't done it since then. And yeah, I'm enjoying it in these cars. Took a bit of getting used to, but I'm getting there.
Awesome stuff. Best of luck for race number 2. Thank you very much, Mark Holmes.
Thank you.
Second place, Miles Dixon. What a race for you, sir. You must be pleased.
Yeah, it was a good race. Well, I had a good start, but then Johnny broke a bit early, so Angus made it through.
Yeah, I mean, for a while you were really hotly contesting Angus there for what was at the time second, and then when you did make the move, you just then ran off into the distance. Was the race win on the cards, or were you and Mr. Seville just toying with one another towards the end?
Because I saw that he needs the championship points, so I just stayed behind him. So it was just messing about a bit. No, not messing about, but just stay behind him and then letting him continue.
Oh, he's playing the team game. Good on you.
Yeah.
Good on you. So again, similar question to you: Is Okayama a track that you particularly like? I mean, you did absolutely a storming job, in fairness. Is Okayama a track that you particularly enjoy?
Same as Mark. I haven't raced on it since iRacing on MX-5, but for pre-season we did a couple of laps around here when the mod came out, and I enjoyed it then. So yeah, just
awesome stuff. Best of luck for race number 2. Thank you very much, Miles Dixon. And our race winner, Johnny Seville. So I get to chat to you in another series, Mr.
Hello.
Seville.
Hello.
Good to see you again, good sir. Wow, you just got into the lead and ran off.
Yeah, I ran off, but then when Miles got past P2, he was catching me up, which is a bit frustrating. Yeah, Miles is really quick here, and he's quite quick in these touring cars. I feel like I've got the advantage in ACC, but here he's very quick. Yeah, so yeah, I sort of kind of knew he was going to stay behind me because of the championship, but it's a bit annoying seeing a teammate catch up to you like that.
So it wasn't a case of you let him catch you for a bit of a photo finish then? Yeah, that was
No, that was his pace and my pace, so he's clearly faster around here.
Wow. Having seen how you perform in other areas, that is a huge testament to Miles and how he was able to... Because you had quite a lead at one point. It was a good sort of 3.5 seconds, I think, at one stage.
Yeah, so yeah, we knew, me and Miles, we had to work together a little bit because of the fast starting BMW behind, but to make sure no matter who came out in front, just as long as one of us was, well, as long as we were both ahead of the BMs, which we managed, and then tried to run away, which I did, but I think those two battling did help that. And then when Miles got past, he was catching me up.
Well, we very much look forward to the second race. We hope you do as well. Thank you very much, Jonathan Seville.
Thank you.
Right, so it is... So we just... great timing then, as the cars are heading to grid for race number 2. Grid decided from the results of race number 1. So this should be interesting. I found it very interesting that that was not John just letting Miles catch him. That was pure pace on Mr. Dixon.
Absolutely, Chris. It was really refreshing and great to hear how respectful the Paul Simsport boys are between each other. Having experienced and raced against Seville myself, I find him to be incredibly consistent and always a constant threat. So for him to say that Dixon was catching him up in leaps and bounds, and it was just down to his pace. I can't imagine how much of a threat Dixon would be if I ever get to race him. So great between the two, really. Can't fault them at all.
Absolutely. I've seen Miles Dixon really progress through the Virtual Touring Car Cup for several seasons, and that pace is just absolutely unreal. But there we go. We now form the grid. 16 cars, beg your pardon, as Mr. Proudly isn't actually at the back of the grid. I mean, that would be amazing if you could rate the cameras.
It's just the camera car going as fast as everyone else.
that would create some amazing pictures, but I think you would. I suspect that may be a little bit too taxing on our own Smash It Proudly. 20 minutes of racing then for our 17 cars, as car number 17 has just appeared. It's going to be interesting to see when Martin DeGala appears as well. Hopefully he's being able to calm himself down from the crossing of swords with Mark Holmes. We will see, as we will get race number 2 underway very, very shortly. So this is a mandatory kind of 2-minute pre-race. I think it's 4 minutes actually, but it's pre-race countdown session. We can't make it any shorter, even though everybody is actually on the grid. We will need to wait for that race timer to say 20 minutes before we get everything underway. Ooh, are we going to see some... But I think those Audis are going to be really, really difficult to keep at bay. The fast-starting BMWs are quite some way behind them.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at Mr. O'Farrell in the 11th place. I think he's going to get up to roughly around 8th or 7th by the end of the first sector. And we want to see a lot more from Mr. Hummer down in 16th, who was currently leading the championship going into these rounds at Okayama. But he's in 16th place, got a lot of work to do, but the only way is up.
Absolutely true. Right, we will be getting this race going within the next 60 seconds. So then, when the lights come on, is when we will have our countdown to get our second race underway. And then race number 3 will be top 8 reversed with a randomly chosen pole sitter. So with anyone that's familiar with the British Touring Car Cup will know that system well. We will explain that when we get there. Green lights coming on from Miles Dixon. I think as Who had the... Was it Mars that had the green one, or was it Johnny? It must have been Johnny that had the green ones.
Yeah, John's green ones, Dixon's red ones.
Here we go then. Lights coming on. And we are racing here at Okayama for race number 2. It's a fairly steady start from pretty much the entire field. Let's keep an eye on the BMWs as well to see if your prediction comes true on where they reappear. Oh, it's a punch in the face to Stephen Stoll, who does manage to hold on to it and keep the car pointing straight and true. My goodness, Johnny Seville has had a fairly decent start. There's Miles Dixon, you can see on the right-hand frame, keeping Angus Martin and everybody else at bay, already giving Johnny Seville a second gap. Big move there from Mark Holmes. Whoa, Dixon and Martin's just briefly swapped. Oh no, there's Pimlott and Holmes off. Oh no, Mark Holmes and Mark Pimlott have come together. Either that or they've had separate incidents. I've seen them towards the back. Madden Grebel again is having issues. 3 wide coming down towards the hairpin. Ooh, that's always nerve-wracking. Here comes Dixon, Martin, Large and Grassley in that particular fight. Who's going to come out on top? Miles Dixon maintains at second position. Looks like everybody has continued. No, that's not Colin Turkington. That's the skin that Tomo Farrell was using. Whoa, DeGala trying to regain positions. Remember, he started in 10th. He's now up to 7th if he can hold the BMW back. Still side by side, coming down towards Redmond. Oh, surely that's not going to go the way of the Alpha. Well, locking up the unloaded wheel, that's not really going to cause any issues. Can he hold on? No, not quite. Tomo Farrell just about beats back Martin DeGala for that 7th position. Stephen Stoll and Hilton as well, swapping around. Trev Hummer up to 12th. So you were pretty spot on there, Aaron, up into 7th for the lead BMW.
Yeah, what a fantastic drive! He's got such a great line, such a great speed advantage off the line at the beginning of the race. Now he's got to maintain that, not make any mistakes. He's going to be super consistent. He does have David Russell ahead of him, who is also a very consistent driver in the Soul Honda here in 6th place. Seville, though, already a second ahead, up at the front against his teammate once again.
Steve Hilton in 12th. There's Alistair Pollock, the Soul Ford, in 14th position. Mark Pimlott, who's seen has been off the road, side by side. Stefan Geigu, my goodness, still side by side through the Moss S's against Steve Hilton. Trevor, oh, there's Geigu that's gone off. Whoa, well held. That's going to cost him some time. Whoa, nearly drives into the side of Mark Holmes. My goodness me, there's David Russell alongside Tomo Farrell. There we can see Tagala behind. Tomo Farrell's nosed ahead. Can he hold it? Yes, he can. The BMW up into 6th position. Coming into the hairpin. Nicely done. Dave Russell down into 7th.
Fantastic work from Mr. Farrell there. Didn't notice though that Roy Grassley is in the top 5. He's in place. That's where we'd like to see him. Struggling it down the back. I think he started 16th. Is that right? Roy Grassley was in 16th? And he's, no, that was Hummer, sorry, but Roy Grassley did have a terrible first. Well, he did have a bit of a ruckus in the first race. Managed to get a really good finishing position, but he's up to 5th. What a solid! This would be a solid result for the Scotsman in 5th place.
Absolutely true. As he's now keeping Tomo Farrell behind. That BMW is looking good in this second race. There we go. So Johnny Seville does not have the comfortable lead he had first time around. Miles Dixon still behind, but Angus Martin's not far in pursuit either. Aaron Large 4th. Whoa, there's Mark Holmes. We can see Stefan Geigu getting a bit squiggly coming out of that final turn. Here comes Mark Holmes on Alistair Pollock for 14th position. That's a fairly straightforward manoeuvre for the Toyota, but the Ford's having none of it. Alistair Pollock is not making it easy. And fair play, he doesn't have to just let him go. Oh my goodness, nearly chops the nose of the Ford off. But Mark Holmes holds on to 14th position from that particular movement. Look at Roy Grassley defending very, very hard from Tomo Farrell. The BMW's line a little bit compromised coming out of Atwood Curve, but he's still in the slipstream very much of the Toyota coming down towards the hairpin. There's Chris Fisher in a 3-way fight with David Russell and that is the Honda. Sorry, Dave Russell, Chris Fisher and Trev Hummer. Trev now up to 10th place. What a stunning drive here. Obviously went horribly wrong. I think I read somewhere his game crashed on the line, so that's why his race went horribly wrong. But he's having a storming effort here. Up into 10th place now, right on the back of the Toyota of Chris Fisher. Oh my goodness, yet again, I don't envy our cameraman and finding the... Well, it's not difficult to find the action, but it's which cars to point at. Miles Dixon, very much the rear gunner for Johnny Seville at the moment. They've built up a gap about 8 tenths or so from the... what did you call it? It's the sick green Audi of Angus Martin. Ooh, Miles Dixon could legitimately have a go for the lead. He's certainly got the pace for it. Is he going to go for it? No, he's staying there where he is, and fair play. He doesn't want to take any points away from Johnny Seville in his championship fight. There's Trevor Palmer now to 9th. That's Chris Fisher in the Toyota. He's just gone past. Oh, that was brave, getting into the racing line and then hitting the brakes with the braking point. Fair play, Trevor Palmer. He's having a storming run.
Great respect there from Fisher, though, and great awareness. You know, when someone comes sweeping across in front of you, then slams hard on the brakes, you've got to be pretty keen on those pedals yourselves to kind of match that and make sure there's no incident there. So fantastic. But Mr. O'Farrell in the only rear-wheel drive car on the touring car grid, gotta love it. He's going to have all that speed coming out the corners. You can kind of feel that Roy Grassley is feeling pretty threatened right now as they come towards the hairpin, and this is probably where the BMW is the strongest.
Now this is where Miles Dixon's going to earn his keep in the top battle at the moment, keeping Angus Martin behind in the 99 car. Through Piper Corner they come. Lovely camera shot there as we see the top 3 all jostling for position. Miles Dixon is very much keeping the 99 car at bay, but it does look like Angus Martin has got much more pace to challenge for the more towards the top spot on the podium. There is Aaron Large. He's 1.5 seconds back, so can't challenge at the moment, but there's still plenty of the race to go. And Angus Martin having a much stronger run here in race 2. Is Miles Dixon going to be able to keep him behind now? Miles did manage to, when he got ahead of Angus Martin, did manage to just open up the gap to the 99 car, but it does look like Angus has certainly got a bit more pace in him this time around.
Yeah, I think we just got information that Russell is in the pits there. I don't know what happened to him there, Chris.
He slammed into the pit wall, so we just got told. Oh no, Dave Russell in the Honda has had a big incident there, and he's retired from the race. So, oh dear. And it's just been highlighted. Thank you very much, Toby Owen, the leader and founder of the VTCC. Of course, they've run a success ballast following race 1, so that's why we're seeing performances maybe a little bit equaled out. And Angus Martin rather, is certainly benefiting from that. That's how he's able to hang on to the back much more. Miles Dixon, Tom O'Farrell on the inside line from Roy Grassley onto the hairpin, and the BMW through into 5th position. Whoa, steady, and manages to keep that one on the straight and narrow. There was DeGala, we just saw in the background. Trev Palmer, of course, has comparatively very little success, but as well, Dixon defending hard that inside line into Redmond. That's really allowing Aaron Large. That was 1.5 seconds, that gap from 3rd to 4th last lap. As you can quite clearly see, that has really disappeared. And also, don't lose sight of Tom O'Farrell either. He's been really flying, as you said earlier, Aaron, in this race. So this top battle is going to be absolutely, it was pretty furious in the first race, let alone with success ballast in there.
Absolutely, this success battle is really coming into play here, and you got to kind of feel that Johnny Seville is going to be counting largely on his partner in 2nd place here, Miles Dixon, to really hold Angus Martin true and keep him in that 3rd place so he can get away, because he'll be running the max success ballast. Johnny Seville will be. So this is Angus Martin's opportunity to try and get that top step on the podium.
And look at the gap that Miles Dixon has managed to open up for Johnny Seville. Miles defending that inside line into Atwood curve again. Angus needs a decent exit from here. Whoa, Aaron Large on the inside line. Oh, here we go. 3-way fight for 2nd place coming down into the hairpin. Miles dives straight for the inside line. Everybody conga lines behind him. Oh, my goodness me. Now Angus has jumped out, nearly takes Aaron Large with him. It looked very close in that camera angle. It may not have been as bad as we thought it was. There is Aaron Large in the treble 1. With another 3-way fight right behind him of Farrell, Grassley and DeGala. My goodness me, they still haven't changed position. Brilliant effort from Miles Dixon, keeping the entire world behind him.
This is fantastic, and I have to say, Chris, Mr. O'Farrell will be licking his lips. He didn't have a great result in race 1. That means he's probably got minimal success ballast on his car, if any, and he is in 5th place watching 3 Audis battle for 2nd in a rear-wheel drive BMW. Look how close he is.
Oh yeah, he can smell blood in the water, all right. You're absolutely right there, Aaron. Down towards the final turn again. So Miles Dixon of this particular conga line has got the heaviest car because, of course, he finished in second. So he's done a great job keeping everyone behind. Whoa, that was, I think, was that Trev Hummer? Yes, Trev Hummer we just saw getting very squiggly on that final turn. Oh, Aaron Large couldn't quite do it. Lovely onboard shot from the BMW. Oh, he's not going to be able to commit to an outside line there on Aaron Large, but that BMW is really looking strong to try and move up the field into the Moss S's once again. Angus Martin is falling off the back of Miles Dixon, but what he's probably wanting is a decent exit from here now. His exit was compromised last time because Aaron Large tried to do an inside manoeuvre on that very turn. Now he's going to be able to nail the throttle, get into the slipstream early, and Aaron Large is defending from Tom O'Farrell. We're going to see a move here coming into the hairpin. Aaron goes to defend, and wow, Angus Martin was too far back. Tom O'Farrell has managed to get ahead of Aaron Large. Can he hold it into the hairpin? Can't quite see from that camera as they pan out. Who's ahead? Is it BMW? Is out? It's BMW, and Tom O'Farrell has done it. He's got fourth position from Aaron Large as he goes a little bit too wide. Roy Grassley, Martin DeGala not far behind. My goodness me. Oh, my voice is going to die by the end of the race, but what a way for it to go.
Fantastic. Two successful overtake opportunities there from O'Farrell into the hairpin, right the way around the outside, and just manages to maintain the outside line, which is then the inside line into revolver. Then it is able to pinch the apex, and none of these front-wheel drive cars can really manage that outside line. They need to be on the line, otherwise it's just going to torque steer and understeer out towards the gravel, and that's just not going to help anybody.
Stefan Geigu and Alistair Pollock having an argument for 14th position ahead. Madden Gravel is some way behind them. Oh, that's another shot of Stefan Geigu trying to challenge the Ford down to the final turn, not having any of that. Back shot here from Miles Dixon. Way, the BMW really hustling hard. Angus Martin. Oh, Miles is on a bit of a slow exit from Williams. You're not realistically going to do a side-by-side through the Moss S's. Oh, really, says the BMW as he dives on the inside line. Oh, is he going to try and nail both of them? He's forced onto the apex line. Is Tom O'Farrell. Oh, and he couldn't quite hold it as the Audi then forced his way onto the flash of the lights from the BMW. I think it was fair from what we saw. Angus Martin has a look on the inside line coming down towards the hairpin. It doesn't commit to the move. He's forced to the outside line. Surely the BMW is going to have a bit of a run on him. It's not very long down to the next turn, which is Revolver. And there we can see is Aaron Large and Roy Grassley right behind. So the BMW can't waste too much time being stuck behind the Audi, or the number 99 Audi. All three of the top spots are Audis. So saying the Audi is a fairly pointless statement. The BMW must feel very out of place because it's just surrounded by Audis at the moment. But fantastic effort from Angus Martin and Miles Dixon, just defending from impossible amounts of pressure at the moment.
I mean, I think that was pretty sneaky from Angus Martin there into Atwood's curve, because with front-wheel drive you can really clatter like head-on with these curbs, and you have to almost to optimize those lap times. But with the BMW, you've got to be a little bit more delicate, a little bit more sensitive, and they know this, so they're trying to force it over those curbs and try to unsettle that rear-wheel drive BMW.
Tom O'Farrell looking for the inside line coming into Williams. He draws alongside the Audi. Bit of a nudge door to door. That's okay. Bit of a slide there from Angus Martin. Well, yeah, firm but fair racing in the touring cars. That is Tom O'Farrell up into third. You were saying keep an eye on him, Aaron, and you're absolutely right. There's Aaron Large thinking about an inside line coming into Atwood. Can't hold it though. Tom O'Farrell getting a little bit squiggly coming through Atwood. He's got his eyes set on Miles Dixon. 1 second to the good now. There is the second of the Pulse Simsport cars. Flash of the lights from Angus Martin. He didn't quite like how that move came off. Well, touring cars are door to door. I thought I was going to be a bit late there from Angus, but he doesn't commit to that particular move, but he's not willing to just let the BMW dance off into the sunset. Now Aaron Large wants to get involved in that as well, and right behind them Roy Grassley, Martin DeGala. They're rather minding their own business at the moment. It's the fight. Oh, the BMW is wide going through Piper. Is that an opportunity for Aaron Large? No, for Angus Martin rather. Not quite as the BMW. Whoa, it's very sideways, gets a tap on the rear. Tom O'Farrell is round down to 7th position. That could well be damage to the front of the 99 car. Oh, all that hard work from Tom O'Farrell undone in the blink of an eye.
think that was a bit of commentator's voodoo there. You praised me for predicting it, right? And then, you know,
I'll take it.
the Lord Almighty just kind of, you know, divine intervention. that's not going to stick. He's down. He's still though. He's down. Where is he now? He's in 8th place, so he's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Could be worse. Yeah, I'll take the commentator curse on that one. I'll add that to my tally. Well, it's Audi's 1, 2, 3, 4 again. In the same order they were last time around. That's such a shame for Tomo Farrell, because I mean there was no impact that sent him into the slide. He just hadn't quite settled the car down from running slightly wide through Piper. Oh dear. But there is your race leader, Johnny Seville. Another 5 minutes. He's got to hang on to the lead. And again, he'll have his rear gunner. There he is, Miles Dixon, right behind him. Just a second between the two, but 3 seconds nearly back to Angus Martin. Aaron Large, I don't think, is going to be willing to let the 99 car just run home to third. I think it's going to be a big challenge there for that third position. With Boston, the second of the BMWs, Madden Grewell, sadly is in the pits and out of the race. There is the battle for what is now third positions between Martin, Large, Grassley and Tagala. Who is going to be fighting for what positions, we will see. Now this is the positions I think they roughly finished in last time around. Where's Trevor Palmer? He's a couple of seconds off the back of this particular back. There he is at the back of the shot, just saw him. So he's really done well, but this may well be the end of his charge up the field. We've got 4 minutes left to go. Great effort from him though in the 404.
No, fantastic from Hummer, and you know what's really aiding him right now is Holmes is down in 11th place. The guy that really kind of bagged a bucket of points in the first race. He's way down the order, just outside the top 10, and the guy he's trying to get to now is Tagala, who is in the title race with him. So this is kind of like, if he can catch up, he's a couple of seconds behind, he's got 3 minutes on the clock, he's got clean air, which is the most important thing, and that is the one thing that Tagala doesn't have, with Grassley just ahead of him. Very, very true indeed. There's 3.5 minutes to go. There is Trev Hammer. He's doing well to destroy the gap to the pack ahead of him, but how well he's going to be able to get involved in that pack ahead, we will see. But of course, Martin Tagala is someone he needs to be challenging for points, so I'm sure he will get stuck in if he has the opportunity to. Down into the head with the Paul Simsport boys are together again. But I think it's fair to say they're probably going to come home with formation flying like they did last time around. Angus Martin very much keeping an eye on his mirrors, with Aaron Large right behind him. I'm sure there isn't a Aaron Large and Large related anecdote that he hasn't heard before, so I'm not going to bother with that one. Roy Grassley, Martin Tagala as well, looking to get involved. Wow, Trev, I'm just watching that gap between Trev Hammer and Martin Tagala just absolutely disintegrate. 2 laps to go for race number 2 here in Okayama, and it's not all done yet. Yeah, this is a fantastic battle there. Look at the Angus Martin taking the conventional racing line. Aaron Large looking at the inside. It's not going to happen. Really need to optimise it all the way out towards the curb, all the way out towards the grass, just to get that speed. Huge runoff advantage if you can get that line there. And it looks like Grassley got an absolute blinding corner exit out the last corner, looking towards the inside here. Aaron Large is not even defending one bit. He can't do it. Roy Grassley is going to break up the inside there, going to hang around the outside. Aaron Large, I kind of feel like Roy Grassley has primed himself for a great cutback in the Avensis. He doesn't go for it though. Well defended though from Aaron Large. That's going to cost him some time against Angus Martin. Oh, Roy Grassley's not done with him yet though. Trying to get side by side. He wants the inside line for Atwood. He gets alongside again. Aaron Large leaving racing room. Well observed from the Audi, but that has given the position at the moment to Roy Grassley. That compromised Aaron Large's exit from Atwood curve. Down towards the hairpin. Here comes Martin Tagala trying to get involved. Trev Hammer is right there. He's only going to have 1 lap where he's going to be able to fight for this position if he's going to be able to. Aaron Large forced to the outside line, coming through the hairpin. Can he fight back into Revolver? No, that's a move from Roy Grassley. That's 4th for the Scotsman. Oh, he runs a bit deep. I mean, you can do it because there is that tiny service road there that gives you a little bit of grip. Trev Hammer now right involved in this battle. Oh, it's going to be do or die for the American to try and get past his main championship rival, or main championship rival from the positions around him at least. There he is in the 404. Great effort, but is it going to be enough? Has he got enough time to challenge? There is Roy Grassley now in the 4th position. There's Angus Martin with that bit of breathing space that may be all he needs to hold on to that last podium spot.
as the checker flag will fall next time around.
I was going to say, I think Hummer needs to take a page out of Grassley's book, who's also running the events, and just look for that corner exit. Know that the driver in front of you is going to compromise his line to defend his position, and that's where you got to make most advantage. And it was such an assertive dive up the inside there from Grassley and outward curve that I kind of feel that Hummer's got to take the same opportunities. He looks great and strong in the events.
Very, very true. And checker flag will be coming out this time around. Oh, and again they get very close to Degala and Hummer coming into outward curve. It's going to be this is going to be the greatest opportunity for Trev Hummer to try and make a position. What's he going to do? This Pulse Simsport boys are side by side. There they are at the top of the shot. Oh, Dixon's got the lead. Seville has actually got a little bit too deep. I wonder whether that was either orchestrated or Miles might let Johnny Seville back through again. I mean, not that he has to, but again, championship-wise, he may well do so. Yep, there you go. Miles, this is very much like, I am quicker than you, but you need the points more than I do. Fair play, Miles Dixon. That's absolutely great sportsmanship. They've got enough time back to the pack behind them to be able to do that. Checker flag is awaiting them. Oh, Miles Dixon again! Oh, that was so close. That was very nearly impact between the two. Oh, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that one had they come together. But your winner for race number 2, it's as it was in race 1, Johnny Seville leads home Miles Dixon for a 1-2 again for Paul Simsport. Angus Martin again is third place. Roy Grassley 4, Aaron Large 5, Martin Degala 6. Trev Hummer couldn't quite, but by just less than a tenth of a second, couldn't quite overcome Martin Degala. Tommy Farrell, well, might have been for him. Chris Fisher's all over the place, goodness me. Mark Pinlock comes home 9, Chris Fisher 10, Mark Holmes 11. Oh, goodness me, a disastrous run for him. There's Stefan Geigo. Stephen Stoll is going to take 12th position. Stefan Geigo will take 13th. Alistair Pollock comes home 14th position in the lone Ford. And that's Steve Hilton in 15th, the last runner in this race. My goodness. They never cease to amaze us, do the VTCC boys?
No, I mean, that was a fantastic race there, and something that I forgot to even consider, Chris, was the success ballast, which is obviously going to be added now, since that Johnny Seville has won, I think, 2 races, with Miles Dixon getting 2 second positions, so this kind of 1-2 consistency that they've kept up for these first 2 rounds, I just don't think I'm not saying it's impossible, I just don't think it's going to be that easy with Angus Martin with less success ballast, going to be really challenging hard on the back of those 1 and 2 Audis.
Fair point, well made. Now, of course, with the reverse grid going on and the random pole sitter being drawn, yeah, this I reckon, if Miles is the lead car of the 2 Pulse boys by the end of the first lap, Johnny Seville may well just let him run off into the distance. We will see. We'll hopefully have a chance to chat to them. Mr. Seville is in the waiting room. Let's grab him over once again. Hello again, Mr. Seville.
Hello.
Well, you almost led the entire race. Mr. Dixon just kind of reminding you he was still there.
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
He's clearly faster this time.
Absolutely amazing stuff. Now, reverse grid for the final race. Is there a particular strategy between you Pulse boys, or is it a case of whoever is the leading one gets to run off with the silverware?
Well, to be honest, looking at the pace with weight, I don't think I have that much pace. I think Miles helped me a lot there to keep first. So, yeah, I think if he just pulls ahead, he can have the points because I don't think I'm going to be up there. I think I think everyone else down to 8th was quicker than me on raw pace there. So, yeah, I'm not that great with the weight, I don't think.
So the success ballast is really, really noticeable. I mean, that sounds like an obvious statement, but obviously your talents are well known in the SSR world, but you're clearly feeling the ballast.
Yeah. Well, it's like more than double what you could ever have in ACC. I think it's 65 kilos, which it's a lot. But yeah, it seems to be affecting Miles a lot less, so I don't know. Yeah. Don't know quite what's going on with my driving.
I'm sure you're being too modest, but we very much look forward to your progress in the third race of the night. Thank you very much, and best of luck for the last race of the night, Jonathan Seville.
Cheers, thank you.
Let's have a chat with our resident American, Trev. Good to have a chat with you, sir.
Yeah, good to have you too.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've had a chance to chat to you. What a race. Now, am I right in saying your game crashed in race 1?
I had no input, so I had to crash my game manually.
Oh, even worse. But what a run. You were so close to getting Degala right there on the line. But, I mean, what a great race you just had.
Yeah, thank you. I looked at the timing, and it was 0.001 seconds between us, so I couldn't have it any closer.
My word. So that puts you... Where were you? 7? So that's going to put you second, if I'm correct on that one. You looking forward to hanging on to a podium spot, or are you not... or do you have a bit of a Seville confidence and you're wondering those behind you are going to be quicker?
So yeah, ballast usually hits me, but I'm looking forward to this, and yeah, with a smaller grid, hopefully there's less cars to go through for the reverse draw, so yeah.
Glad to have a chat with you again. It's been a long time since I've had an opportunity to chat to you, Trev, but great to see you doing well, and wish you the best of luck for the last race of the night. Thank you very much. Trev Palmer!
Thank you.
Welcome back to the box, Mr. Dixon.
Hello.
Wow, you even had a chance to lead. That was brilliant. And literally, just as I said, I wonder whether he's going to let Jonathan through for the point, you then did it. But my goodness, your pace here is just unreal.
Yeah, I've got a good pace here, but the weight is terrible for the cars here. He was losing about 3/10. Well, Johnny's losing more with the weight, but managed to keep the 1-2 somehow.
Now, reverse grid is going to put you down into 7th. With a bit of a heavier car, are you anticipating being able to work your way through the field?
No, I feel I'm going to stay in 7th, to be fair.
So it's going to be a win with the fastest lap. You've all seen it.
No. If I didn't have any weight, then I'd try, but I don't think I can move forward with this weight.
We wish you the best of luck nonetheless, and we'll keep a keen eye on you. Thank you very much, Miles Dixon. Right, so as mentioned, race number 3 is going to be reverse grid for the top 8. Not the entire field, just the top 8 are going to be reversed. Now, I'm not sure if a reverse grid has been... if the poleman has been drawn yet. If it stays as it is, then it'll be the person that finished in 8th in the last race, which was... I've forgotten, who was it?
I think it's O'Farrell. I think it O'Farrell.
It may well have been Tom O'Farrell, yeah. Oh, that'll be fun. He'll seek redemption then in a light BMW.
Yeah, exactly. But my eyes are on Trev Palmer. He was kind of cautious about going into this race, but I feel like I have not seen him yet being in the Pro-Am category, but I feel like he's got a lot of potential, and with I would say a relatively light, small amount of success ballast in his events, I kind of feel like if he gets a good start, he could be looking at top of the podium here. I really do believe that.
100% with you on that one, Aaron. I had the exact same thought. But so therefore, if he's off at turn 1, we're both taking the commentator curse for that one.
No, you can keep it.
Coward. But yeah, I had exactly the same thought actually. With the pace that he was showing with the lighter car, he really is going to have a brilliant opportunity to at least keep Tom O'Farrell company up front. So we're just waiting for the grid to be formed, the server of course to be made, and everyone to jump in with the session. But I am a big fan of reverse grids. Now I know not everybody is. I'm a fan of it as a commentator. I'm a fan of it as a driver as well, from the little sim racing I've done. I love reverse grids, generally because I'm towards the back anyway, but I've always found reverse grids to give that little bit of mix-up that I really, really enjoy. Now, I know not every driver likes reverse grids. What are your... I'm sure I've asked you this before, Aaron, but indulge my failing memory. What are your thoughts on reverse grids?
I think I'm in favour of them, you know, for a vast majority of the time. I mean, as a driver, if you're winning races consistently and you're doing that through your own, you know, your own skill level, and your own pace and ability on track, I kind of feel like you don't like them. Because it is in effect, it's going to be affecting. It's a random element that's going to affect you that you can't control. So I would say that being a mid-pack driver myself, I kind of like it because I like the racing aspect of it as well. You don't know who you're going to come up against. You know, encompassed with the success ballast, you're going to have cracking door-to-door racing. And really, when Matt Holmes said in the first interview that he was left speechless and breathless, that's the kind of, I think, like the state that you want to be left in when it comes to the end of a race. And I kind of feel like the reverse grid helps that in a sense. So I'm all for it, Chris.
Amen to that. Could not have put that better myself. Now, I've just had a look behind the scenes, and the reverse grid poll was drawn, and it was Tomo Farrell anyway. Number 8 was drawn, so Tomo Farrell in the BMW will be starting from pole position. Surely he's just going to... Well, I say he's going to run off and disappear, but then he had that big moment in Redmond, didn't he, that saw him sideways and collected by Angus Martin. So hopefully he doesn't have a repeat of that, but he's got a real good show of redemption here.
Yeah, I think his own worst enemy is himself, really, because as we've stated and seen in the BMW off the start, he's probably going to gain maybe 3 or 4 car lengths, especially with the success ballast that he's going to have in his car compared to the others. I feel like it's his own race to lose. But I feel like once he I think he's going to become eventually under pressure by Trev Palmer and the likes of Roy Grassley. He's going to have to keep his cool. Maybe even Degala. He seemed relatively the grey man in that second race. He wasn't so hot-headed with his moves. We didn't actually cover a lot of him in that because there was so much action going on. But he wasn't aggressive. So I feel like, you know, Mike Degala could really impose himself on this third race.
Well, there you go. That is 16 of the 17 cars on the grid. So it is indeed Tomo Farrell on the top spot with Trev Palmer right alongside. Row 2 is Martin Degala and Aaron Large. Row 3, Roy Grassley and Angus Martin. Row 4, Miles Dixon and Johnny Seville. Row 5, Mark Pimlock and Chris Fisher. Row 6 is Mark Holmes and Stephen Stoll. Row 7, Stefan Geiger and Alistair Pollock. And row 8 is Steve Hilton and Madden Grewell. We are 1 car short. Don't ask me who. I'm never very good at working out who's missing.
I think it's Wrestle in the Honda.
David Wrestle, yes, well spotted. I think I saw he had a force feedback failure, which would explain... Yes, force feedback stopped working for David Wrestle. So thank you very much, Toby Owen, acting as essentially a pit lane reporter for us. Very much appreciated. So that was why David had trouble, and yeah, it does look like he will not be returning. Now, you'll see the 17 cars on the grid. That's because one of them is our broadcaster. That's just the way that AC works. You have to join as a driver and then retire the car. I did forget to do it once, and as the broadcaster, I was controlling the cameras, but my car was still on the grid. And whilst there are settings within apps that make you do it, those settings never worked for me for some reason. So I always had to retire my car manually. And one occasion I forgot to do it, and they came around the final corner and found a stationary car and slammed into it. And I was not a popular man on that occasion. That was for the MX-5 Cup a while back. Yeah, as Mr. Proudy has just said, I was fired that day. But then on another occasion, I was a race at Snetterton where the game had put my car outside the boundary of the circuit, so it literally just kept falling to the centre of the earth, which was quite amusing to see. Right, we are underway for race number 3 then. Will that BMW have the best start of its life? And of course it does. Trev Palmer tries to cover off Martin Degala coming down into turn 1. Now the BMW, look at the gap that BMW has got. Palmer still second, Degala third. Oh, there's been a fallout. Oh, Johnny Seville in the outside line of Miles Dixon. Heavy car or not, the Simsport boys are still having an argument. Is Miles going to try and keep him back, or is Miles going to fall behind? No, Miles stays where he is. There's Mark Pimlock trying to make a move on the inside line coming towards Atwood. Does not come off at the moment. So Tommy Farrell still leading the way. Madden Grewell and Alistair Pollock swapping around. There's Trevor Palmer. Side by side is Grassley and Degala coming down into the hairpin. Who's going to win out? Is it going to be Alpha or Toyota coming down into the hairpin turn? Who's latest on the brakes? Roy Grassley, can he slow it down? Yes, he can. The Scotsman gains third position. There's Miles Dixon still ahead of his championship leading teammate. Bright green lights ablaze on John Seville's car. Right behind him is Mark Pimlott. Oh, we're in for a good one here. We'll say that every race is a good one in this series, I think it's fair to say. But yeah, really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, what a fantastic start there. Relatively clean throughout the field. But look at this courtesy that we've seen between the Paul Simsport boys, Dixon and Seville. I just think it's going to be lost in this last race. I think they're going to try and go for it either way. I mean, if you're Seville, you've got 2 race wins, a lot of points there. Just go out and have some fun and, go door to door with people, especially if it's your teammate.
Quite right. I love the fact that those bright red lights on Miles Dixon, they don't half look sinister. Look at that! It's like an angry driver right behind you. Yeah, that's not the lights of the car, that's the eyes of the driver. Whoa, Degalo's wide coming through turn 1. That's going to give an opportunity for Aaron Lodge. No, he can't capitalise on that. Oh, the Milka Purple Alfa Romeo just about holds on to 4th. Aaron Lodge is still there, both giving racing room to each other. Oh, here comes Angus Martin trying to make it 3 wide. Oh, and there goes Aaron Lodge on the inside line coming through Atwood Curve. That's going to give an opportunity to Angus Martin as well to try and follow suit. So that's Aaron up into 3rd position. Trev's now down into 3rd. Roy Grassley's taken 2nd. There they are at the top of the shot. Oh, this could get spicy coming down into the hairpin. Angus Martin, which way is he going to go? Holds onto that inside line, and Martin Degala back ahead of Aaron Lodge. And there's Miles Dixon up into 6th position. John Seville trying to squeeze through as well to get Angus Martin to lose 2 positions. No, not quite. Oh my goodness me, this is brilliant stuff.
Fantastic! Look at this train of cars. Degala is just, he's the cork of this bottle, really.
Oh, Trev! That was a big slide there from Trevor Palmer.
He just initiated with that hydraulic handbrake he's got in that. It comes standard with every Toyota Avensis.
Oh, look at that, Angus Martin. That's a very uncomfortable position to be in, right in between the 2 Paul Simsport boys. He's of course been there before, but they were the other way round. Here he comes to try and get past Miles Dixon. Miles is a little bit wide coming out of that final turn. Now I think Angus Martin's going to have a lighter car than I'd say so. My goodness me, the shines. Oh, that's Degala on the shot that's literally right ahead of them. So Aaron Lodge has gotten past Martin Degala for 4th position. Aaron Lodge is just about managed to hold it. My goodness me, they are nose to tail. You can walk across the cars from one end to the other. They're that close at the moment, although I wouldn't recommend it at racing speed. It's Angus Martin fending off Miles Dixon coming down into Atwell once again, tries to get on the inside line of Martin Degala, side by side yet again going down towards the hairpin. That's going to give Aaron Lodge an opportunity to run off into the distance because Miles Dixon pushing Angus Martin along the road. Is he going to try and make it 3 wide? That's a brave man considering how heavy that car is. It's nearly squeezing. Oh, and there we go. I thought there was going to be impact between the 2. 3 into that corner was never going to go yet again. It's Martin Degala that comes off the worst. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, Miles was committed to that, so I think it was just a case of he didn't anticipate there being a car there, but Miles was committed well in advance of that move happening. So that's a bit unfortunate for Martin Degala, but he's still well in the fight though, and with a potentially lighter car than those ahead of him.
But I kind of feel like that was Degala's missed opportunity there. He left so much room there, just taking the normal race line all the way to the left loads of room for Angus Martin, but then left loads of room for the Paul Simsport boys. Kind of needed to close up way before the breaking point. He did do so, found himself on the outside, and then tried to turn in if there's no one there. Well, I'm sorry, but there's 2 cars there, so you're not going to make that happen. So I kind of feel like he needs to read the situation around him, read that room better, and he'll have better results when it comes to overtaking opportunities.
Tomo Farrell leading the way in the BMW. Roy Grassley up into 2nd place. There is Madden Grewell actually having a good run. He struggled all night long in that BMW, but now up into 10th position. That's Sieben Stoll he's having an argument with in the Dayglow coloured Audi. And they're right behind Alistair Pollock, Steve Hilton, Stefan Gaigu. Mark Holmes and Chris Fisher. Oh my goodness me! Sebring Stoll, how on earth did you slow that down? That was very, very late on the brakes there for the 68 Audi, and Madden Grewell didn't quite anticipate that one. Nudges the back of the Audi. Having an argument now down into the hairpin. It seems like everybody is having an argument down into the hairpin. Is the BMW going to be able to do it? Oh, bit of a lock up there. The car gets very, very quickly, well held, and does regain that 10th position, does the American. Oh, that's close, coming round into Revolver, now down into Piper, and that is 10th position back in the hands of the number 11 car of Madden Grewell.
That was close. How screwed that BMW was. It kind of looks like he's slapping down the gears, and I think if you slap it down too fast, the rear diff locks up, which is then you got to control the slide. It was luckily that the slide was going in the way of the apex, so that worked out for him, but that could have ended so differently.
I suspect there was a fair amount of clenching going on when he did that, so yeah, he held that one pretty well. Here is Miles Dixon with the fastest lap and with one of the heaviest cars. That's a great effort. There he is in the 94, 6th position on the back of Angus Martin. Aaron Large is still hustling Trev Hummer as they're now just outside of a second behind Rory Grassley. Tomo Farrell is doing a great job just extending that gap up front in the number 2 BMW. Oh, Aaron Large, is he thinking about a move on Trev Hummer on the outside line of Atwood? No, he thinks better of that one. He wants to get a decent exit from here. I've said it before, but there is, you just see that red glow. That's all you can see on the road ahead of Miles Dixon's car. Down towards the hairpin once again. How's this one going to unfold? The Audi goes to the inside line to try and defend. The Toyota, beg your pardon. I'm so used to the Audis being in the top 4. Oh, Angus Martin, is he gone a bit deep? Has he opened the door for the Pulse Simsport car of Miles Dixon? You never want to let the Pulse Simsport boys have any... well raced for both of them now. Angus Martin knew that Miles Dixon had committed to that one, and that's allowing John Seville to stay in this fight. Miles Dixon on the inside line coming through Redmond. Oh, but now Angus Martin's going to have the inside line for the next turn for Hobbs Corner. And that's not changed at all. Here comes John Seville to try and get past his teammate. My goodness me, no team orders going on at Pulse. Wow, that's going to push Miles Dixon wide. John Seville now up into 6th position. Oh, now John's gone wide.
Yeah, he just clipped his rear bumper there, which really unsettled Dixon into the last corner. Gave Seville an absolute blinding run. Those two guys are good. I knew they would do it. I knew the gloves would come up between the two teammates, because there's nothing to lose in this last race. What a fantastic run though from Aaron Large. Manages to get into 3rd place behind the what I would like to say is the Pro-Am leader. You know, after the end of this race, Trev Hummer in 4th place. Timo Farrell though, he made that big 4-car gap at the beginning, but he's extended it to 2 and a bit seconds. I don't think anything, you know, like I said, I don't think anything can stop him apart from himself. So he's having a really good race out there.
Absolutely, he's fully capitalising on his position with the less success. Ballast Steve Hilton goes for a big move on the inside line. Sebring Stoll gave huge amounts of racing run there, well driven from the 2 Audis, and that's Mark Holmes right behind them in the Toyota. Side by side, here we go again on the way down towards the hairpin. That was Madden Grewell we just saw in the 2nd BMW. Is Hilton going to be able to hold this one? Oh my goodness me, there's Stoll getting very, very quickly going through the hairpin, still side by side, coming down into Revolver, and the 84 is going to sweep around the outside. Nicely done, Steve Hilton, to claim 11th place. That could easily have gone horribly, horribly wrong for the pair of them.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like, you know, Mr. Holmes there in 13th place. He had a great result in first one there, and he kind of moved down the grid in fact in race 2. So I kind of feel like this is catch up and potential for a big pack of points here. If he can get past these two guys battling Grewell and Hilton and Grewell just in front of him, he's got to make the most of this and get those 2 extra places.
He's got 10 minutes to do it, halfway through the final race of the night, and Steve Hilton leading that particular pack as they come over the line. And fighting going on absolutely everywhere, as is what we love to see as spectators. There is Angus Martin still with the glowing eyes of the Pulse. Oh, Alistair Pollock's gone off the road in the Ford. As you can see his name highlighted red, he's now down to the tail end of the field. His luck has only ever been bad to disastrous whenever I've commentated on it. I'm sorry, Alistair. Your stream can hate me for that, I'm afraid. There is Siebenstahl again in this battle that we were just looking at before. Oh no, Stefan Geiger's gone off the road. So the tail to... Oh, it's Stefan's out. Oh dear, so Stefan Geiger's had a massive incident and is no longer in the race. That's a great shame. Jumping back up to the battle for 5th position. Angus Martin still fending off Miles Dixon. And there's John Seville. So Johnny's just fallen a little bit behind his teammate. But again, bearing in mind that Seville is carrying the most success ballast. Oh, and I did wonder whether Miles Dixon was going to try and banzai that on the inside of Hobbs Corner. There's not enough run-up to do that. But, he's really trying to pile the pressure on to Angus Martin. There's Trev Hummer that's being caught by this pack behind him. It's a shame that Trev's not been able to quite hang on to that kind of top 3 where he started. Stefan Geiger and Alistair Pollock have both retired from this race. That's a shame for them. As there we see Martin de Galla behind Mark Pimlott. That's 8th position that Pimlott's got hold of now. And just, it's impossible to know where to look. There's so much going on. Aaron Large is right with Roy Grassley now. So there's a battle forming for 2nd place. 1.6 seconds ahead of this pack that we're looking at.
This is fantastic. I feel like apart from Grassley and Large fighting, everyone's got a really nice gap between them, so they can really push the cars and try and get those lap times in. And then it comes down to those odd mistakes that people will make, locking up the brakes into these hairpins as they go down towards the hairpin. That's where you can kind of capitalize. But it's great to see a little bit of a gap forming between all the cars.
Grassley, 2nd, Large, 3rd, side by side. That was Miles Dixon and Angus Martin. And Angus still hanging on, still fending off the 94 car for 5th position, while still hanging on to the back of Trev Hammer. Great stuff going on there. Oh, Angus had a good run on the exit of Piper Corner. Is he going to try and commit to trying to overtake Trev Hammer? I think Trev was deep into Redmond Corner. That's allowed Miles Dixon to draw alongside. He's going to be on the outside. That's going to compromise his exit from Hobbs Corner, and again remained in 6th position. That's how allowed Jonathan Seville to get back into this battle, if nothing else, through the final turn. Now Trev Hummer's really going to feel the pressure. Angus Martin a little bit deep on the exit of that turn. There it's Tom Farrell with another fastest lap as we look at Roy Grassley and Aaron Large having an argument down to the first turn. And that's Angus Martin having a go on Trev Hammer, but Miles Dixon on the inside line, 3 wide coming through the first turn. Trev Hammer's lost 2 positions, but that's going to force Miles Dixon 2 wide coming through Williams. He couldn't quite overcome Angus Martin, but wow, Trev Hammer has lost another position. Johnny Seville is flowing through. Oh my goodness, three positions in 3 turns lost for Trev Hammer. That's a great shame.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Trev Hummer there may have made some sort of rational decision in his head that these guys are all pro drivers and he's battling for the Pro-Am, and he's the lead Pro-Am driver in this train right now, and I kind of feel like that may have been his decision there, but there were loads of points in those 3 places. He really needs to get back into this battle here and learn. This is a great learning opportunity for Trev Hummer as well, to kind of see how the pros extract the time from Okayama.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Trev Hummer is indeed the lead Pro-Am driver. He doesn't need to stay ahead of he won't gain anything from doing so. Oh, Miles Dixon! Oh, was there impact? I think there was a tiny tap there on the tail of Angus Martin's car. They remain in the positions they were in. Miles Dixon looks really ready to hustle. Well, he's hustling hard for that 4th position. But Angus Martin doing a brilliant job of keeping the entire world behind him, it must feel like. Oh no, Martin Gravel's gone off the road, but he has managed to recover, so he'll lose some time, hopefully not a position. Here we go. Look how early Angus goes for that defensive manoeuvre, as Martin Gravel has gone off the road, lost a few positions there. Big lock up then from Angus Martin, just about fends off Miles Dixon for the moment, but Miles is going to have the inside line for Williams. Can Angus Martin string that one around the outside as they come into the Moss S's? Yes, he can. No, this is going to be interesting. Can he maintain that position for the inside line at Atwood? Johnny Seville's right there, almost denying Miles Dixon the opportunity to fall behind Angus Martin.
Yeah, you could just hear as well from Dixon that his brakes are locking up every single corner. He is on the grip limit of those brakes. They've got nothing left in them, and I'm pretty sure if he tries to brake any later, he will be off into the gravel trap. He is braking so late just to maintain that side-by-side action with Angus Martin, trying to get the trying to get the apex, trying to get the inside line here, and it's just not working for him at all. Great driving from Angus Martin.
Oh, well defended indeed. That was brilliantly done. I mean, that was several corners that Angus Martin just kept his head, kept his cool, and kept the position. Great stuff. A little bit of less success ballast on his car will certainly have helped, but he could have easily just understeered straight into the side of probably either one of the Pulse cars, but maintains his position. 4 minutes ago. Flash of the lights. That's not going to do you any good whatsoever. But less than 4 minutes to go. Then Tomo Farrell leads by 5 seconds now over Roy Grassley, because Roy Grassley now and Large are having a great scrap for second, along with this scrap for fourth. Angus Martin goes straight to that defensive line. Here comes Miles Dixon again. That picture-in-picture is the battle for second position. Bit of a bounce between the two Audis for fourth place. As we see in the picture-in-picture, Roy Grassley fending off Aaron Large. My word, that is absolutely the 18-wheeled Audi, as Toby Owens just said. Absolutely, it's just a caterpillar of Audis going on. Now down towards Atwood Curve. Grassley still. Whoa, that's a huge move from Dixon. You were never going to slow that down in a month of Sundays, sir. And indeed he doesn't, man. Angus Martin just cuts straight back underneath him. A little bit desperate, but it's not really cost him anything. He's going to have a look on the inside. No, he's not thinking about that one. He's too far back to try and move this time into the hairpin. But I think that move has probably cost him an opportunity to attack properly into the hairpin.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Angus Martin, you're going to be looking in your rear view now, aren't you? If someone's going to be that desperate to dive like that and not make it stick, you're going to be a bit wary, especially when you've just gone toe-to-toe with each other for the entirety of 18 minutes of a race. So, you know, desperate signs are showing right now, and I can't believe that Angus Martin is just keeping his cool in the situation. I would be blowing steam. If that was me right now, I would not be enjoying these final minutes of this race.
I'm right there with you, Aaron, absolutely. As we come into the penultimate lap of the night here at Okayama, we can see Roy Grassley under pressure again from Aaron Large on the right-hand pane, as we also see Angus Martin yet again under pressure from Miles Dixon. Neither of the pursuers making their moves at the moment, but Aaron Large has just really hung on to the back of Roy Grassley for absolutely ages now. Is Aaron Large just biding his time, or is that just Roy Grassley doing a great job? Well, mixture of the two, probably. The Scotsman doing a great job hanging on to second, going for that defensive line. Look how early Roy Grassley defended that inside line into Atwood Curve, denying Aaron Large a run on the inside line. Is Aaron going to be able to make a move on the inside heading towards the hairpin? We will see. He's possibly a bit too far back. This time, again, he's only going to have one more opportunity. And again, Aaron Large just not going for it. Either he's just not convinced he's got the pace to do it, or he's just biding his time and going to wait for the last opportunity to make that move to prevent a counter-attack. We will see. Steve Hilton's gone off the road, sadly. That's going to put him down towards the tail end of the field. Miles Dixon still nailed to the back of Angus Martin. My goodness me. Once again, these races have flown by. There's action absolutely everywhere. Angus Martin defending very, very early, coming down into Redmond. Miles has gone for the outside line, but it's never going to work unless you're able. This is the line he wants. Can he hang on to it now? He's going to have the inside for the next two turns. Is this finally an opportunity for Miles Dixon? But he's then going to be vulnerable to slipstream on that start-finish line as Angus Martin runs onto the grass. So Miles Dixon, a bit of a tap, well helter on the Pulse car, but that surely is an opportunity for Angus Martin to counter-attack onto the first turn. They go defensive straight away. There goes Angus Martin with the outside manoeuvre into the first corner. No, he can't commit to it. So Miles Dixon at the moment into fourth.
That was fantastic. Really, the sole opportunity there. He's been battling with Angus Martin all this time. Kind of forces his way through and makes it stick. Fantastic job there from Miles Dixon on Angus Martin. And I kind of feel that that's it for this. He's just going to go completely defensive. Fantastic though, out front. We've not mentioned him at all in this race, but from the green light, we haven't really seen him. Mr. Farrell in the BMW.
Exactly as you called it though. He was just going to run off. It's exactly what he's done, and the picture-in-picture shows us Miles Dixon under pressure from Angus Martin, and there is the other battle going on, which is Grassley and Large. Oh my goodness me, and no, Angus Martin cannot overcome Miles Dixon for that fourth position. That may well have been his last opportunity to do so, as making an overtaking maneuver, especially with heavier cars, is almost impossible with the remaining corners unless a mistake happens. We will see. Tomo Farrell's just cruising now. He's got an 8-second lead. He's absolutely entitled to cruise. As Angus Martin's a little deep, but Johnny Seville can't capitalise on it. But your winner for race number 3 for the reverse grid is going to be the number 2, Tomo Farrell. Great effort, sir. Oh, what might have been for race number 1. He couldn't move through the field in race number 2. But Roy Grassley has probably aged several years, being hustled by Aaron Large for 2nd and 3rd on the podium. Then Miles Dixon overcoming Angus Martin for 4th position. Johnny Seville 6th. Trev Hummer 7th. Martin DeGala got up to 8th position in the end, ahead of Mark Pimlott. Then it's Mark Holmes in 10th position in the Toyota. And then it'll be Madden Grebel. That'll be his best result of the night. Again, it's not been an easy fight for him. There he is, the second American in the number 11 car, coming home in 11th position. Chris Fisher 12, Stephen Stoll in 13, and Steve Hilton was off the road earlier. We lost Stefan Geigu and Alistair Pollock earlier in the race. My goodness me. It was amazing leading up to this point, and what a great finish we've had to Okayama.
Great final race there. Like I said, I kind of feel like the reverse grid definitely played its part there. It was really nice to see the Paul Simsport boys. I kind of feel like they underplayed themselves in the interviews. They had a fantastic fight there for a really strong finish. Looking for a top 5 finish with all that extra weight on top of their cars. I think they've had a fantastic round here at Okayama.
That they have. Wow. Hopefully we've got a chance to speak to our podium 3. So Tomo Farrell, Roy Grassley and Aaron Large, if they choose to. It's not mandatory for them to go and have a chat to us, but it is always nice to get a chat with our podium drivers to get their thoughts on how their race has gone. I'm sure Tomo Farrell's probably got very little to say about that race, but he did exactly what he needed to do. He didn't push harder than he had to. We have got one of our podium. It's Roy Grassley.
Hey, is that you, Chris?
It is indeed. Long time no hear, sir.
Yeah, it takes a while to get podium around here nowadays.
But that you managed to do under intense pressure from Aaron Large. My goodness me, you must have sweated something awful.
Yeah, I had to get slightly defensive now. He was quick. He was really quick that race. I don't know what he was on ballast, but he just caught me up, and I thought, oh dear.
My goodness, I mean, great effort, sir. But like you said, this has been a really tricky track, hasn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, I've only really practiced here, I don't know, 30 laps before this race. Probably needed to do a bit more, to be honest. But yeah, really tight and twisty, very technical. It's a nice track, actually, really nice.
And you made the most of it. Great effort, sir. Was it down to the reverse grid, or were you confident you could get towards the top spots?
No, the Audis, the Pulse team were very, very quick tonight. I think they'd have won out if they were at the front. So a bit of ballast on them, obviously kept them back, and then obviously I benefited from a P5 start there. So happy with that. Yeah, I'll take that. P2 on the overall.
Awesome stuff. Well done on finishing on the podium. Thank you very much, Roy Grassley.
Yeah, shout out for AGR. Thank you. Bye.
And a big shout out to AGR indeed. Roy Grassley being the sole representative of AGR Motorsport for tonight. Oh, we haven't spoken to this man tonight, but we have the milker-coloured car of Martin DeGala in the spot. Hello, Martin.
Hello, guys.
Well,
How are you?
you've had a very mixed night, I think it's fair to say.
Honestly, I don't even know where did I finished. Who was around me, who was in front, who was behind me, I couldn't catch.
My God, you've been around so many people all night long. I mean, tell us what it felt like from your side.
Do you want me to be kind? Nice. Okay, let's say it was interesting, and let's don't do this again.
So Okayama does not get Martin DeGala's vote. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! But so
I don't know what happened. Really, I need to check replays, see what was going on.
Was it a race you were looking forward to, or not looking forward to coming into tonight?
Yes, the track I was very happy with it. I was expecting very close and clean racing. But then, surprise, surprise, game. So, yeah. Overall, it was fun experience, interesting, but like I said, don't do this again if it's possible.
Well, there we go. Feedback received from Martin de Gala. Don't
At
come
least
back
by the sound of your voice, I can see that you had fun watching. So.
Oh, we certainly did. We absolutely did. You're quite right there.
Well, that's good.
Thank you very much for your time and best of luck for the remainder of the season. Thank you very much,
thank you,
Martin
guys.
de Gala.
See you next time.
See you next time, indeed. We have race winner, Tommy Farrell.
Hello, how are we doing?
Well, we barely saw you. Just ran off into the sunset. Well, great race. Well done. I mean, we were pretty certain you were going to be able to start strong, at least.
Yes. Well, I think I was the only BMW on the grid, I think, wasn't I, this time? Which
there was two. Madden Grewell was the other one, but Madden really struggled with this car this time around. But you were so strong in that last race.
Well, to be honest, I only signed up this morning. I just dropped Toby a message and said, is there still space? As I say, race 1, race 2 didn't really kind of go to plan. I went backwards in race 1. Race 2, made my way a bit forwards. Got lucky with the draw. I'm quite happy with a win. It was good fun. Looking forward to Brands Hatch. Was it 2 weeks' time?
2 weeks' time, indeed. Well, what a way to make your statement on the season, winning in your debut session. Is Brands a track you particularly like?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of call it a second home. I was a former motorsport marshal there a few years back. So I used to spend near enough every weekend for a year at that circuit. So I kind of know it, safe to say. So I'm looking forward to it. I think a bit bigger grid. I think it'll be great fun.
So you can tell us how many blades of grass there are on the inside line of Paddock Hill Bend.
Better not touch that grass. Mr. Palmer will not be happy.
Well, we welcome you to the series, albeit not many races left to go, but we welcome you nonetheless, and we wish you the good luck for the rest of the season. Thank you very much, Tom O'Farrell.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.
And finally, we've got Mr. Hummer with us again. Hello, Trev.
Hello.
So you couldn't quite hang on to the top spot. Now, the podium spot, as you say, was it a case of calculating letting those guys go, or was it a case of just struggling to keep them behind you?
That was completely calculated. There was no way I was keeping the Pulse drivers and Martin behind me. Those guys were just way too quick, especially for the ballast I had. But wow, that was an excellent race, and so happy I took away the race win in hand there.
You did indeed. You took the top spot now. And in fairness, you did hang on to the back of that pack once they gotten past you. So, I mean, your pace was still very, very strong.
Yes, it was, and that's something I'm super proud of myself for doing. I know those guys are absolutely quick, and just happy to be within second of them for the half a race.
Awesome stuff. Now, having seen your progress from the early days of the BTCC to now, I must say you've improved absolutely tenfold. It's great to see. Thoughts towards Brands Hatch next week?
You know, it's something. Brands Hatch GP is very fun. I like it a lot. It was only like my second BTCC race ever there. Second ever league race happened there in season 2. So looking forward to not having a repeat of giving my car off to the AI this time.
A different sim as well, in fairness, as well. We were Project Cars 2 back then. But we very much look forward to seeing your progress there as well. Thank you very much, Trev Palmer.
Thank you.
And that is going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. As you can see, Brands Hatch, 2 weeks' time, the final race of the season. And what a way to see out the season. As really, really looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Aaron Martin Pilkington, for joining me in the box. Always a great pleasure to have you on board. Keeping me on the straight and narrow is never a good, easy job, but you did it well, sir. Steve Proudly in control of the cameras. Thank you very much, good sir. Hope you feel better as well. You two have been struggling with illness, so hopefully you get back on to good health. But your camera control is always very much appreciated. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time for the final round of the VTCC, where there's plenty of racing going on in between then and now here at Simsport Racing International. Do join us for the next race. Until then, thank you very much, and good night!